Hi guys, welcome today. This will be a review for the 4K UHD release of Transformer 1. I thoroughly enjoyed watching this movie last night, but I'm not going to review the movie itself. I'm only going to review the audio and the video quality for this film. First of all, let's look at the specs of this film. It was shot in 4K and has a 4K DI. Its runtime is 104 minutes. It has a sound mix of Dolby Atmos. At least the mix I watched was Dolby Atmos. Now, the aspect ratio is 239 by 1. It is beautiful in terms of colors. That's one of the first detail that I got watching this film from the get-go. Now, first of all, most of the scenes were shot in the nighttime, so it's not the brightest animated flick I've watched recently. In fact, it's not even on the same level as Despicable Me, the latest Despicable Me 4 that I watched recently on 4K Blu-ray, and I watched that about 3 months back. That for me was an insanely stunning visual experience. This movie has a great look to it, but it's not visually stunning by any means. And I think it's all boiled down to the world, Cybertron. Cybertron is not like Earth. Cybertron has this dark look to it. So, shooting movies at night can never be the same as movies shot in the daytime with a lot of vivid colors. So that was the first thing I noticed from the get-go. Colors were incredibly detailed. Now, because it's a 4K UHD release, insane details is what you get. The sheen and the shine of the robots, of all the robots in this film were insanely detailed. From Optimus Prime's, at least when he was still not a prime, when he was still working in literally a mining. He was a miner literally. So when he was a miner as Orion Pax, he wasn't that like amazing in terms of the color details that I was getting from his armor basically at that time. He wasn't like the perfect robot at the time, and you could easily see it on screen. Megatron as D16 was okay, but not visually stunning as Megatron when he became the villain at the end of the film. What I will say is that shadow details were incredible, freaking incredible. Contrast on this was on another level. Like the detail, the resolution on this is insane. And one other thing I like about the 4K release of Transformer 1 is that it exposes a lot of issues with the characters. Like if there is a color grading problem, you will see it on screen. If there is CGI defects here or there, you will see it on screen because it just reveals so much. The clarity is incredible. Just a well detailed, fun film from the get go. I had no problem, and I repeat, I had zero problems with this film from the get go, from the start to the finish. Now, the sound mix on this is incredible. I will say this that sound mix is where I fell in love with the film. Like the panning, from your side surrounds to your front channel down to your overheads were incredible. You get incredible sense of space. Now the mix is not a bombastic mix. It's not like a Godzilla versus Kong kind of mix. In fact, it's not even on the same level as the film I gave a reference level review recently that I watched, which is The Substance. So The Substance has insane bass, insane like rumbly bass from the get go. It wasn't like that kind of mix, but it had great bass. It pounded you when it needed to pound you, and it's mostly in the top action scenes. But what I will say is that it has more of a mid bass presence than a deep bass presence, especially when you're listening to those explosions, all those gunshots. They don't have the same loud, impactful dynamics that you get when you compare to some other reference mix that that has been out recently. That's one thing I will say that this movie lacks at the moment, but it is still a wonderful mix. It is a wonderful mix from the get-go. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The sound level, even without like bumping your volume up, was more than enough. Like, there are so many mixes that once you listen to it, you feel like increasing the volume to get more out of what you're watching. You don't need to do that with Transformers 1. Just basically, the sound level is fantastic. It has enough dynamics for most scenes, and the audio is intelligible. You can hear word for word. There's nothing muddled up. You remember, these are robots speaking. So at times when a robot speaks here, it's quite different from real humans. Now I know that the actors voiced all these robots and they should be intelligible. You should hear them, but like, robots generally are not going to be the same as real humans most of the time. So everything was crystal clear. Dialogue was easy to hear. Surrounds were fantastic. I could hear so many screeching sounds from the side. Now, whenever a robot is running from behind, you can hear it pan through your back channel to your side channel and through to your front channel. There's something that you don't even get from so many films. This dynamics as well as spatial panning is incredible with this film. There is no shortage of panning throughout the entire mix. Like, there is no shortage of it because robots are always talking or moving around, metal clicks, gunshots, creaks and things are happening every single minute. So there is a lot of things going around in Transformers 1. It's not even a subtle mix. It's not a mix that has few things here happening here or there. It has everything around you all the time. There is something happening on the left channel on as well as on the right channel, and you will hear individual elements happening all around you. That's one thing I love about this mix. So as for me personally, I would say this is a stunning release. It doesn't have the best visuals I've seen this year, that's for sure. And that all boils down to the fact that this movie was shot in a new world in Cybertron, different from Earth. The scenery is so different from the real world. Doesn't have that same feel like Earth. It's dark for the most part, which is fine if you are someone that wants to test out how visually stunning your display is. This is the movie for you to use to check it out, at least to check your display out. So I will highly recommend this film. Highly recommend it. Now, as for ratings, I will give the video an 8/10. An 8/10 is a fantastic visual experience that I had. You can use it to demo your TV. If you want to demo your OLED TV, it is going to be that good. Then finally, for audio, I will give the audio an 8.5 out of 10. Not the best mix I've heard this year by a long stretch, but it's a fantastic mix nonetheless. I really, really enjoyed the movie. Fantastic storyline, fantastic acting, fantastic, fantastic everything. Like, it was an amazing experience last night. So for now, share your thoughts down below, guys, on this review. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Do like our content, and I'll see you guys very much next time.